take us, I don't really know. But I got a feeling that the best is yet to show.
With my little gowny gown, and we're here to see baby. So I am at my first OB appointment today. Kind of nervous, kind of excited. I mean, like, I've heard the heartbeats already at the GP. So I actually don't know what I'm expecting to be different today, but the baby definitely has grown because last scan was like 2-3 weeks ago. So I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
Oh, he or she is still there.
You're still there. The more you vomit,
Ah,
the more it confirms.
I don't know to say he or she's so big now.
All right.
Oh, you're just in time.
Come in time to see the baby.
The baby is so big.
The baby is bigger now.
So I feel like the updates I've been sharing so far are like super positive. I haven't really gone back to watch any. I want to see that when I like edit. But guys, I'm so over the first trimester. I'm feeling blessed to have been given this baby, but no, look at my lips. I'm so over the nausea, the vomiting. I think I need to go vomit right now. Last night we're in the ER from 5 until 10 because I have struggled to keep anything down for the past 2 to 3 days. And then my gynae was on leave. And her front desk wasn't that helpful. They just said like go to the ER, but they didn't say like which hospital to go to. So then where I went, look at my tongue, it's disgusting. So no doctors would admit me because I'm not their patient. And then even at the hospital where my gynae works, the doctor on call was like, he or she is not going to admit me either because I'm not their patient. So it was either I go to the hospital where my gynae is and like hope for the best, or like just get discharged and come home. So I just came home because I just didn't want to be treated like a charity case, like when no one knows like where I'm supposed to go. And I think that's the worst feeling, being in a hospital and like my husband's not there and all of that. So I came home. I'm still waking up feeling horrible, like the drip feels like it didn't work at all. So this morning I've had 2 nervous breakdowns because I'm now trying to switch gynaes because like I'm not enjoying my experience with my gynae, but because I'm so far along, doctors don't want to see me. Don't want to take me on as a patient. So my sister referred me to her gynae. We're trying to work something there. Ugh, guys, I just feel so horrible. I'm trying to get admitted. No one wants to admit me. No one wants to take responsibility for me. And I just feel like I'm at my breaking point. Like first trimester had not broken me yet, but it's breaking me today. Today, I'm at my breaking point. I never thought I'd cry on the internet. Okay, I was crying. I wiped off the tears. I'm still very sick, guys. But the doctor at the casualty yesterday, like she's literally gone above and beyond for me. So she's gone now. Like the hospital manager called me and said, we heard you didn't have like a very good experience yesterday. So you can come back, we'll find a gynae that will see you. So, but it's like you have to be willing to switch over and become their patient, which is fine because I was planning on dropping my gynae anyways because I'm not happy. Like, and even like, it's not just with yesterday. I went to the gynae last week for my first scan, and guys, let me tell you, the appointment was at 9. I only saw the gynae at 11. It's a work day. My husband and I finished at like 1. So we wasted like a whole half day sitting at the gynecologist's office. It was just like, no, we can't do that every single month when we have to go for a checkup, is lose work time because we need jobs to pay for this baby. I mean, at least my husband needs a job. So yeah, the hospital just called me, the doctor who saw me in casualty yesterday. She's like, I just wasn't happy that like you didn't get the help that you needed. So so emotional. You just feel so helpless when you're pregnant because it's like, yeah, you're supposed to be sick, but like not this sick. So yeah, I'm gonna shower and then we're gonna go see this doctor. You guys, I am back in the hospital like a week after I was last here. I look crusty, I don't care, but my baby's healthy. Me, not so much. Like, I've been having the worst morning sickness. Is it even morning sickness if it's throughout the day? My husband brought me soup because I haven't been able to eat anything else. They've literally put me on a toast and tea diet at the hospital. You know it's bad when even the hospital's like, you are not eating anything. So yeah, I'm just trying to get through the soup and I'm just trying to be healthy enough to get through this because it's not fun. And I had so many plans in terms of where this video was going because I was starting to feel better and I'm just not feeling better. Yeah, I have my drip in. It's done. That's why it's showing blood. I need to come put in more fluids because I was still vomiting even though I was on fluids and anti-nauseous. I have bread on my face. I haven't showered since yesterday. Tis the life, tis what it is. At least my nails look good though. Yeah, I can't wait to leave here and I can't wait to leave the stage because wow, it's a lot. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Yay, we're back. We're in 2025. Yeah, a lot has happened and this video is long overdue. I was actually going to post my December vlog, but guys, I've just been so sick and life hit me fast and it hit me hard. But yeah, we're here. Obviously there's a big announcement. So let's address the elephant in the room. My husband and I are expecting our first child. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's so weird to like share it now. We're so happy. We feel so blessed. We're so excited. Like I don't know. I'm so speechless. It's been a lot. So I think I'll go back to, like, as much as I'm very happy, I also want to like talk about the process in terms of how we got here, our journey to conceiving, and then also like the journey so far. Yeah, so conceiving was very hard for us, and this is why I've always like stressed the need for boundaries and just like not asking people questions like, when are you getting pregnant, are you having children, because you literally don't know what someone is going through. And also it's not easy for everyone. I definitely didn't have an easy experience. It was mentally, physically and emotionally very taxing for me. I dealt with a lot of it in therapy because it just seemed so impossible and so unattainable at some point. But yeah, like my husband and I got married in 2022 in December. In 2023, July, I went off my birth control, hoping to fall pregnant like that year. It didn't happen. It was very frustrating. If anything, I had like so many issues after getting off birth control. Yeah, just like very erratic and irregular, very irregular like periods. Yeah, and then I went to my GP and we tried like ovulation pills and estrogen pills, and then you're also doing the apps, you're tracking when you're ovulating. It just got very, very overwhelming, and it started feeling very mechanical and not like, you know, you want it to be your intimate time, you want it to, you know, be nice, and it just became like clockwork, and it's checking the app even when you're 2 days late. You're already taking a pregnancy test and it comes out negative, and it's, oh no, it was a lot. So yeah, it took us a very long time. Well, let me say it took us longer than what we would have hoped. I think I also need to mention that I was also on antidepressants, and I got off my antidepressants, when did I get off them? Like maybe early 2024. And I didn't know that antidepressants can cause you to sort of like delay. No, I got off my antidepressants maybe end of 2023, maybe early 2024. I can't remember exactly. And I didn't know that antidepressants can also affect conception, but I also needed to be on them because, you know, so yeah, it's like I had this overwhelming guilt that like I was struggling to get pregnant because possibly, I'm not gonna blame it completely on antidepressants, because I was, you know, making myself better, but at the cost of like what I really wanted. So yeah, that was a bit of a mindfuck, excuse my language. And then yeah, at some point I just gave up. I gave up on the idea of falling pregnant anytime in the near future. I deleted the apps to the point where I wasn't even tracking my own period because I just didn't want the app on my phone anymore. Yeah, luckily Nomatim and I's period, like we spend so much time together that it syncs. So I'd be like, girl, when's our next period? And actually, funny story, that's like kind of how I found out that I was pregnant. And then yeah, I just sort of just let it go and I gave it to God. But I prayed a lot. Like in church, that was my constant prayer item. Early 2024, I was still having like very irregular periods. I remember it was like around March or something. I just woke up and I had my period the week before, and I woke up and I was just covered in blood. Sorry for the TMI. But like I was just covered in blood and I was bleeding quite a lot. So I went to the GP and then he just did like a scan to make sure that everything was okay, that it wasn't possibly like a freak miscarriage. And then he put me on pills to stop the bleeding basically. So that was that. And I was just like, I was so panicky, I was so on edge when it came to like the idea and the topic of conceiving. And then after that, yeah, so then I just left it. I left it to God, but it was definitely a prayer item. I had my girlfriends, my close circle from like uni. We're still on a WhatsApp group. We speak like every week. Like they were praying for me. So people close to me like really understood what was going on. And I think a lot of people understood like how badly I wanted this and just how much I was struggling. And obviously I'm aware that there are people who try for even longer. Like when I think back, I'm like, okay, it was like a year and a half, but it felt very, very long. But yeah, so that was that. Eventually I did obviously get pregnant, and it was, oh my gosh, it was so scary to find out. So actually how I found out is that I had gone to, let me close these windows first. So how I found out is actually really funny. Excuse me guys, the acid reflux is so bad, so I'm sorry for like burping and stuff. I went to the Chris Brown concert, and then excuse me, and then I went 2 nights. The first night I went, I was fine. The second night, I didn't actually really drink that much in the first night because I was alone, so I didn't want to drink too much. And then the second night, I didn't drink a lot. I probably had like 2 or 3 brittle fruits. And then, like the next day, I just woke up and I was so nauseous. Like, I was like, no, I can't be this hungover. I'm a brittle fruit type 3. Granted, I don't really drink brittle fruits, so I was like, maybe it's because it was too sweet for me, and you know, inyongo. I even told my husband, you know what, maybe because I had an ulcer before, and yo guys, I'm so out of breath. Pregnancy is crazy. And then like I had an ulcer before, and I like went to the gastro specialist, and I had the scope. So I was telling my husband that maybe I need to go like to the gastro specialist again, and you know, do the scope again, and he must check. So I just woke up vomiting. Oh, it was so bad. And I wasn't like vomiting food, I was vomiting bile. And the acid reflux was so bad. I was just feeling so hungover after the second night of Chris Brown. Okay, Shab, I'm like, okay, maybe I overindulged, Angas. Then that was Sunday. I think the Monday was a holiday. Tuesday, I went back to work. That Tuesday, I went to work. No, the Monday was a holiday. Yeah, I woke up sick Monday after Chris Brown. Tuesday, I go to work. And then I'm like, no, man, I can't still be hungover like this. Like, yeah, sometimes you go on a bender on a weekend, but by the time it's time to go to work, gishab, like this is, I was even judging myself. I was like, nearly, like maybe it's time to quit alcohol, because what is this? Literally, I woke up, I threw up, and then I went to work. Got to work, I was still throwing up. I was like, guys, like I called my girls aside. I was like, guys, I can't be this hungover. I wasn't even drinking that much this weekend. So I was like, okay, could I be? I'm not sure. Okay, that day passes. Next day, I go back to work, still vomiting. Guys, can't be hangover at 3 days, man. Like, no. So then I was like, you know what? Let me take a test. We went with my friends from work, and then we took like a cheap test. But then it took so long, and it was kind of spoiled. So we didn't trust it, but there were definitely 2 lines. And then we went to Clicks, and we got a Clear Blue, and Clear Blue was like, yeah, girl, you're very pregnant. I came home, I told my hubby, we booked a doctor's appointment for the next day. And then I went to my GP first to confirm that I actually was pregnant. And then when we found out how far along we were, that's why I'm like, I don't mind giving us the dates of when I found out, but like, it's because of like how far along we already were. I was just like, oh my gosh, my baby's been to Chris Brown. I've been having my best, like living my best life this whole time, and I was pregnant. Crazy. So yeah, we found out we were quite far along, which I don't know, I think was like a blessing also, because it was just like, damn, we're already so far along in this pregnancy, and it's not like you're finding out at like 1 week or 2 weeks. So yeah, that was finding out. My husband was very like, whoa. very speechless, too stunned to speak, because I think both of us, it was like the end of the year. You don't expect to be getting that type of news. Like, you're waiting for Christmas, New Year's, and then you're like, alright, we're gonna start again next year. So yeah, we're just like, okay, not how we expected to end off the year, but we are very, very happy about it. So yeah, we just told our immediate family. So we told our parents. You know, it's awkward, guys. What they don't tell you is like how awkward it is to tell your in-laws that you're pregnant, because it's like, I have to tell them that we had sex. So anyways, we did that. We told them. They were so happy. We told my mom's in KZN, and she was over the moon. And then yeah, I told my sisters, and we also told my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law. So we kept it very immediate family. Went on holiday. We had a whole holiday booked. I was drinking mocktails the whole time. I was nauseous as hell, like but we got through it. And then we came back and we had like our follow-up appointments, which I've showed like in the beginning of this video. And then yeah, I feel like after that we've been here. The first trimester was very, very hard, because I was very, very sick. I had really bad HG, which is like, I'm not gonna try to pronounce it, but it's basically really bad morning sickness. I was like the past month and a bit, every single week I've either been admitted or in the emergency room, because I can't, like, it would be to the point where I can't even keep my own saliva down, let alone water. So I was very dehydrated, and they had to like give me meds like through my veins basically, because I would just throw it up, and I was very, very dehydrated. So I needed liquids and to be kept on an IV like over 2 to 3 days, and then be on observation to see if I'm even taking meds through like the veins and not throwing up. So that was that. I think the other thing, and I'm gonna make a shorter video on this on TikTok, was that through all of that, so I have really bad morning sickness. And then when I found out, like, it was the week before Christmas when I found out, and then it's like everyone's closing up shop for the year, so I couldn't get an appointment with my gynae. I could only get a gynae appointment like next year when everyone's opening, so like mid-Jan when everyone's opening again. And if you know, like, it's so hard to get an appointment with a gynae. Okay, sharp. So I get an appointment with a gynae. It's a gynae I'd seen before for like my regular pap, and then it just wasn't a great experience, because then when the first time I needed to get admitted, I went to a different hospital and they had to transfer me to Netcare, where my gynae is, and she was on holiday. She didn't leave any details on who is the, like, her stand-in and like the gynae on call, nothing like that. I called her office and they weren't very helpful in giving me that information, so I literally came home, discharged myself from the ER, and then Life Hospital called me and they're like, we weren't happy with your experience, so can we, if you are okay changing your gynae, you can come back and we'll schedule an appointment with one of our resident gynaes. And yeah, so I basically also changed gynaes very late into my first trimester, but I'm so happy. And I think I just want to say on that, whether it is in pregnancy or even like your regular pap, anything, I think, like with healthcare, because I always say this as well, with like when people ask me about psychologists and they're like, I didn't like my psychologist, it's okay to change your healthcare provider. If you feel like you're not getting the level of care that you deserve and that you want, it's 100% okay to change your healthcare provider, because at the end of the day, you're paying for it and you need to feel safe and you need to feel heard. And I think especially as Black women, that is so important, because I mean, I feel like historically, like, we have been overlooked in terms of healthcare. So yeah, I definitely made that switch very quickly. Even my husband was the one who was like, we are changing gynaes. We cannot
like do this? How do you go on holiday and not communicate with your patients and be unreachable on holiday, first of all, and then not communicate with your patients that, you know, you are like, who is next in charge? We call your office, no one knows what's going on. They were very clueless. So yeah, that's basically how that ended. And she also tried to diagnose me with things that I didn't have, and like, we almost paid so much money to go see other specialists that she was referring us to. So it was just like, no, you know, sometimes getting a second opinion is actually great. So yeah, that was on gynaes and just some of the struggles I experienced in my first trimester. And then there was something else I was thinking about as I was telling that story, and I forgot. In terms of like, what I would say the biggest lesson has been for me is like the change of pace in life, and also just that literally from the time that I found out, it no longer became about me. And I think it's such an interesting like shift that happens. Like, obviously I still care about myself, I'm not going to neglect myself, but it's like, it's not just me. And even with my husband, it's like, I'm no longer his only worry. It's like, now he's looking after a family, even though this baby's not here just yet. Because, for example, the other day I was, where were we? Oh, I was coming back from the TikTok awards, and I was like, I'm a bit hungry, but it's okay, I'll eat in the morning. And he was like, no, when you're hungry, you're gonna eat. You need to think about the baby. I was like, damn, so sorry. And we literally like took a detour home, stopped at McDonald's, and he got me food. And he's like, you honestly need to make sure that you're thinking about the baby as well. It's not just about you anymore. He's very cute. I like him in dad mode. It's very sexy. And just also, I think another thing is so beautiful to watch is your partner making that transition from husband to father. Like, oh guys, I'm gonna get emotional. Like, watching my husband go into dad mode. Like, today we went shopping for like our first baby clothes, and it was just like, first of all, it was my husband's idea. Usually I'm the one who's like, okay, we need to go shopping for this, we need to go do this weekend. And he was like, okay, we need to start shopping for like baby stuff. We actually have not done anything. Low-key, I can see like the panic. But it's cute. And it's nice to watch him like step up and like evolve into this role. And yeah, I think that's just a beautiful thing about having a present and supportive partner. I feel so blessed to be going through this with someone who's very present and very supportive, because not everyone has that luxury. So watching him transform into this role, even today we went shopping, like when he paid for the baby clothes, I was like, oh my god. I mean, obviously he was gonna pay, but it was just like, not you buying clothes for your child. It was just, I don't know, it was very cute. Maybe it's the hormones, I don't know. But yeah, like, I'm someone who also typically does like 50 million things in a day, and now it's like, if I can do 2 it's an achievement, because I'm just like, wake up, do one thing that I really need to do, and get back into bed, because no, I don't have the energy, child. The energy is just not there. But yeah, I don't want to ramble too much in this vlog. There's still going to be a lot that I want to share with you guys, but also I think that what it has also shown me, and what I am really grateful for, is just like the circle that I currently have. My circle has changed a lot over the last 1.5 years, and I honestly think, like, when they say trust God's timing, this is what they're talking about, because the circle I have has been so supportive, and I've not felt like I'm lacking in any support, from my in-laws to my own family. Like, when I'm in the hospital, my in-laws stay very close to us. They come running. Because my mom's in KZN. They come running, they are there, they are checking on me, they are calling, they are praying, and I just feel so blessed, because also it's not their first grandchild, it's actually their 4th grandchild. So they could easily be like, we've been through this before, like, but they are there. Like, this last time I got admitted, I had to go to my gynae first, who's upstairs from like the ward, and my mother-in-law came because my husband was on a work call, so Norma and I couldn't drive because I had a lot of abdominal pain. So Norma and I had to quickly Uber to the hospital, and then we met my mother-in-law there. She was like, I'm on my way. Like, she dropped everything during the work day. She met us at the gynae's office. She sat with us up until my husband arrived, and then I was getting admitted into the ward, and then she's like, okay, you'll be fine now, which I just thought was like so sweet. Like, I'm so blessed to have the community that I have and the support structure that I have. Like, literally everyone is just like, it's about you and the baby, and we're not going to take this away from you just because we've been through this before. This is your first experience, so I'm very, very grateful for that. Yeah. Well, I also want to say, like, we know what the gender of the baby is. We actually found out very early. We did a 4D scan. And yeah, because like my gynae, like, you do, I don't want to say like at what week we found out, but we found out quite early, like sooner than what we expected, and sooner than normal. So like you do a few scans with her, and then at a certain point you also go to a sonographer, and we did a 4D scan, and we basically like, you see your fetus in 4D, like, which is insane. And they do that to make sure that the development of the baby is on track, because you can only see so much from like a regular scan. So they do the measurements and all of that to make sure that the brain development is fine, the spine and all of that, that the intestines are all growing inside, you know, the body. And then she was like, oh, I can also tell you the gender. We're like, what? You can tell the gender already? So she's like, yeah, with the scan, because it's for 4D scan, like we can tell what the gender is. So she told us the gender. We're very, very excited. To be honest, I didn't care what this, like, I didn't care whether it was going to be girl or boy, and people kept asking me that. I think it's because like I've wanted a baby for so long that it was just like, you know, I just want a healthy child. I want a happy, healthy, bouncy child. That's all I wanted, so I really didn't care. But yeah, we know the gender, and guys, please respect, I will tell you the gender, ne? But like, let's not do gender reveal guesses in the comments, because now I'm gonna block people. And also, like, let's just also have boundaries, because yes, I'm sharing my journey, but I don't have to share everything. Some things, like, you know, I'm allowed to experience and keep for myself, and also just share when I'm ready. So yeah. But again, very excited, very blessed, can't wait to take you guys on this journey. I think I wanted to say earlier that the reason why I took a while to come back to YouTube is because I just wanted it. When I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I want this year on YouTube to really cover and highlight my year transitioning into motherhood, and I want to keep it as like an online diary of like navigating the journey to motherhood for the first time. And if anyone else like will draw anything from it, that will be great. But yeah, it's interesting also because like I'm literally the last person in my family to have a child, like between my sisters. Like there are 13 of us children from my dad, and I'm the last one to have a child. So it's very interesting because like everyone's had a child, so a very knowledgeable community and village that I do have. But as well, I think, yeah, as I said, like everyone is so like rallying behind me and allowing me to experience this for myself, as much as like, you know, also being very supportive. So I really like that. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I want to say for now. So definitely we are back to regular programming, regular scheduling. We have a nursery to decorate. We have a lot of shopping to get done. We have a lot of baby appointments and a lot of things to get done in very few months. I am almost halfway through my pregnancy, so it is, yeah, it's exciting. It's so exciting. I bought some baby grows today, and I was just like, I can't believe this small person is gonna be in my hands. Like, I'm so excited, guys. I'm so so excited, and I'm so happy. I'm gonna cry. I'm so excited and I'm so happy and I'm so beyond blessed to why am I crying on the internet? And I'm so like beyond blessed to be chosen to be a mother and to mother this child as well. Yeah, and I'm just so excited to embark on this journey, and like feel blessed to be able to share it with an online community, and just blessed to, like I've already shared on Instagram and on Twitter, on TikTok, and just like the support and the messages, it's been so overwhelming. So I'm so grateful. My belly has also popped. Like I kind of have a bump now, especially when I get full. So it's very interesting, and I have a bump in the morning now. Before I was only bumping at night, like after eating the whole day, but I'm bumping like in the morning as well. So it's very exciting. I think I've said exciting so many times. Anyways, guys, as usual, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you wanted a reason to subscribe before, this is the time to be subscribing, because I am going to share a lot more detail on my pregnancy journey here. And TikTok will just be like the highlights. Yeah, and still like day in the life vlogs. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. That's everything I could think of. I love you guys so much for watching, and again, thank you so much for all the messages of support and, you know, the blessings that I feel people are sending our way. I'm absolutely grateful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.